Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Colin Cowherd podcast. Go on, hit the subscribe button. There it is, so you don't miss any of our football content this season. It has been, if I might say, fantastic. So, a lot of times, there's certain things I try to be careful of. Recency bias as a talk show host. Don't get hyperbolic on something because it happened today. Confirmation bias. Don't like something because I predicted it. And I think about those two all the time. Don't do that. That's what fans do, and I get it. I'm not a fan, right? I'm not paid to be a fan. The other thing is, don't let singular moments define somebody. So Matt Ryan in the Super Bowl had a really bad second half, and people now think, he was never clutch. When the truth is, he has 38 come from behind fourth quarter wins. He's actually not that far off Brady, Montana, Elway, and Mahomes as one of the great come from behind quarterbacks in the last, forever. 38. It's unbelievable.
I did not know that. That's a big number.
Aaron Rodgers, conversely, because of the Jared Cook completion down the sideline against the Cowboys in one of the great throws ever. I mean, it's up there with David, Tyree, and Eli. It's one of the great playoff throws ever. People view him as a great comeback quarterback. He's actually dreadful. He's got fewer than Ryan Tannehill, significantly fewer than Russell Wilson. Matt Ryan has 38. He has 22. This year, we've watched 5 or 6 times. He's just not good. He gets very, very tight. And why would this be? He's so talented. And I have a lot of beliefs on Aaron Rodgers' personality. But generally, quarterbacks who are not good late, it's because they get tight. And I think Aaron has been elevated because of the aesthetic appeal. Marino had this, the aesthetic appeal of how beautiful he threw the ball, that he's never been a grinder. And he's kind of an ad-libber a little bit. He doesn't grind in the offseason. He relies, like Marino did, on his aesthetic, athleticism, the beauty of it. I mean, he literally throws the ball and he's not on the ground. Like, you ever seen those passes where his feet aren't touching the ground? And the truth is, the prep quarterbacks, Brady, Matt Ryan was a legendary prep quarterback. Drew Brees, Mahomes, Russell Wilson. I mean, Mike Tomlin saying today, the dude loves football. You can't get him out of the facility. Loves football. Is that Aaron has been the reason. It doesn't make any sense that he'd be great all the time. He's not a good fourth quarter quarterback. And I think it's because that is grinder territory. Bo Nix, by the way, is already classic grinder. Little smaller than you want. Doesn't have the arm. He's already an outstanding fourth quarter quarterback. And so there's my take is that this Aaron Rodgers doc comes out, and it's just very funny how we view him as this legendary late game quarterback. And it's been on display this year with a dysfunctional organization. He's actually bad at it.
Yeah. So I would be very interested in actually parsing the data on number of opportunities. Is it at all possible that Aaron Rodgers has had fewer opportunities than you would expect because he's so damn good and his team was always winning?
Well, Russell Wilson in Seattle didn't trail much, and he has 30% more.
Yeah, fair enough. Rodgers, you and I definitely fall for the aesthetic of it. Aaron Rodgers won 4 MVPs. Some of Aaron Rodgers' peak, until Mahomes came along, I would always say it was the best I'd ever seen. And it was better than Brady, and it was better than Manning. Not more accomplished or anything like that, but just guy had a 45 touchdown, 6 interception season. It was just stupid. His ability to be a big game hunter, hunt for touchdowns, throw the ball down the field, and not turn the ball over. Aaron Rodgers at his peak of his powers is still about as good as ever, and I think crazy influential. You mentioned Mahomes. Mahomes is a combination of the two, right? Mahomes has the from the pocket, Andy Reid extension, brilliant snap throw, diagnose everything, football guy, and then also can throw a ball horizontal to the ground, basically submarine style through 3 dudes. And you're like, I think a robot made that throw. So like Mahomes is stylistically, I actually think very similar to Aaron Rodgers, but he has
Yeah.
this like weird combination of both, which is why he's the most talented to ever do it. I think that the explanation with the Jets is simpler than that. I mean, the guy's old. One guy has been good at his age ever, and it was Tom Brady. One ever.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers has other interests, and the Jets are really dysfunctional, and he's coming off of a very serious injury. And, you know, maybe the Jets bring him back next year, but I wouldn't if I were them. I'd eat the 49 million, spread it out over 2 years, and just be done with the nonsense and the circus and draft a quarterback and move on. And if they do that, can you name a team that would sign him? I said the Raiders, maybe. Like the
Yes.
The Raiders, maybe. Intrigue, tough division, have no shot to win it. You draft a quarterback, you sign Aaron Rodgers, you hope that Rodgers has the quarterback sit behind him and has like a Jordan Love situation. Maybe. Do you have an organization that would pay Aaron Rodgers to play football next year?
Well, it's funny because Brady now is going to be part of the Raiders ownership group. So Mark Davis would rely on Brady's
Yeah,
opinion
good
on
point.
that. And I'm not going to speak for Tom, but I don't think he holds Aaron in the regard that fandom does. I
Interesting.
think Tom sees a guy that relied heavily on talent and didn't put Brady's obsessive, Peyton Manning, Breeze's obsessive compulsion to work.
Brady
I
has to
think
be just
within
disgusted that Aaron Rodgers has other interests. You hosted Jeopardy? You travel in the off season? You do experimental drugs. And by the way, that trailer, like I'll watch the documentary, but that trailer of him saying I love science or I love silence while being mic'd up and filmed is one of the most unintentionally hilarious things ever. Like, buddy, you've got like a camera crew and a sound guy and you're mic'd up, but you're doing a darkness retreat. It's just so he's such a, oh, he says enigma. I don't know. Or you're just a pseudo intellectual who loves attention and has a
yeah.
massive ego.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me.